Well, welcome back to our second of 4 Super Sunday Fun Days events here on Season 12 of World of Thunder Esports League here on Ultimate Dirt TV. It is the dirtfans.com 410 Sprint Cars from Limaland. And Sean, we're ready.
Oh, so excited for this one. Last week around the big track, Volusia, that's one thing. But now we go to what I like to call my bread and butter, the bull rings, the tight little racetracks encircled in concrete. It is time to get things, take it to the next notch, we could say, here tonight with these dirtfan.com 410 sprint cars on World of Thunder. This is going to be a wild night of action. And the big question coming into this one, can Alex Bergeron continue that performance we saw from him in that ABR number 12 last Sunday? He really put a hurting on the rest of the field. And as you know, with his talent level, the potential's there for him to take it to the entire field again tonight here on this racetrack. But, things get tight on this speedway in a hurry, so anything can happen.
Aiden Bierlein, Trey, we'll see if he can go one up, as he was runner-up last Sunday afternoon. So we'll see if he's got something in store for Alex Bergeron here on the 410 Sprint Cars. Is all kinds of excitement. The Dirt Street Stocks finished them on up about a half hour ago. Of course, Alex Bergeron didn't fare real well in the Dirt Street Stocks, so we'll see what he can do here tonight in the 410s.
But we always know his bread and butter is the sprint cars. That is where his talent level really shines. So just if he had a bad run in the street stocks, don't count him out when we hit the track here in a couple minutes. Looks like qualifying efforts about to get underway here at the Limaland Speedway. Each driver getting 2 laps on the clock to do their best of time trial performance. The times here will help set the grids for our upcoming heat races here tonight for these dirtfan.com Outlaw Sprint Cars.
Kevin Hanley, you see him on screen on track right now. It's like we said, qualifying to go to Hartselle right now. Quick time with an 11:091.
Corey Austin jumping up to that second, now third. Rebecca Millette there in the second spot. And boy, with Alex Bergeron 11:049. Sometimes we see a 10-second, like a 10-9 here, not quite getting into that bracket so far here in qualifying.
We'll see as Bergeron goes quick time now. Now Ryan Underwood will upset him with 11:013. Dixon Slinger to second. So the top of the chart, Sean, keeps moving. Clayton Davies now goes second quick.
Yeah, Dixon Slinger now third. Bergeron back to fourth. And Aiden Bierlein, that driver you were talking about with the strong run last week, now completing your top 5 as we look at Kenny Miller making his way around the racetrack in his 23 machine. Best lap so far for him of 11:165. And now we'll continue on. Ernie Williams taken to the speedway in his Ultimate Dirt TV, car number 91.
We work them on around just about halfway through our qualifying sessions here. A lot of drivers still to time in on the dirtfans.com 410 sprint cars.
Don't you wish we could run real world qualifying like this? Like it just clicks off in less than 3 minutes. Like I wish we could do this in the real world.
You can. It's called the draw.
Yes. I'm with you. I am one of the world's biggest complainers when it comes to time trials at real racetracks. I understand it. I sometimes just I
will tell you what, Sean. I do not complain about time. Like when I go to the races at Knoxville, I do not complain about time trials at Knoxville. You know why?
Tell me.
Because it's a tradition.
That's true.
You sit at the dingus till you hear the national anthem, and then you walk over and watch the races.
So it looks like the cars out here in the final 20 seconds or so of qualifying tonight for these dirtfan.com 410 sprint cars. Quarter mile racetrack. We're going to be up there banging the wall through portions of the night. We're going to be down there running the bottom of the racetrack throughout the portion of this show as Brett Wheeler makes his way onto the racetrack out there as he'll burn some laps in here in qualifying.
The old No Thunder from Down Under right there. Waiting till last to come out. Not sure where he ended up clicking off. Well, he became 7th quick in the 56. So taking a look at results of our qualifying here shortly, Sean.
Yeah, we'll get these times to pop up on the screen. You see Ryan Underwood there for Team VLR going in 11:013. Your quick timer tonight. Clayton Davies in second. Ernie Williams, Dixon Slinger, and Alex Bergeron. Your top five, all separated by less than half of a tenth of a second there in the top five.
There you go. So there's your top five cars. I believe we'll probably see 4 heat races tonight. And let's set up heat race number 1 on your dirtfans.com 410 Sprint Cars, where it's Ryan Underwood driving the 15 car, and out of our neighbor to the north, that's the 12 of Alex Bergeron.
Rebecca Millette drives the number 14. She'll line up inside the second row. David Allen in car number 1 here tonight. He'll start 4th in heat race number 1.
Going to the number 3 row, that will be Timothy Korkanowski in the 40 machine, and James Grace, a former champion during the 410 Sprint Cars here on the 269, and starting shotgun on the field, it is the old No Thunder from Down Under, Brett Wheeler in the 56 out of Sydney, New South Wales, Australia.
So 7 cars on the racetrack are scheduled. Now we've got 7 on the racetrack for our first heat race here tonight for these dirtfan.com 410 Sprint Cars. Things click around in this racetrack in a hurry, Jerry.
I know. I do have to go out there and tell you that I'm pretty jelly of you, Sean.
Uh-oh, what did I do?
Your racetrack has a wrap. Your racetrack has a wrap on iRacing now.
Oh yeah,
the Houston's wrap, brother.
Yes. Well, thanks to Todd Quiring and the David Gravel number 2 machine. Oh, doesn't that car look sweet?
I will say, first of all, that thing is sexy. I seen the pictures get shared the other day from Huset's and from the Querying group, and it was just like, there's 2 colored cars are my best. That I just, I don't care if it's blue and orange, black and white, red and white. That fluorescent orange stands out, and to see the big Huset. Les, you and I have talked about many times, seeing the Huset's name back in the sprint car world is the best.
It's very, very good. And we're on a similar track to it here with Limaland, the real-world racetrack out there in Ohio, and we are green on our first 8-lap heat race. Underwood out to the lead. Bergeron, Millette, Korikowski. Now look at Brett Wheeler. What a lap for him from last up to 4th in 1 lap.
Wheeler going to try to storm the castle in a 56 car down the back straightaway. Ryan Underwood, Alex Bergeron, Rebecca Millette working the top 3. Wheeler 1 out of a transfer down into turn number 1.
So Millette has that final transfer spot up there in the 14 as we take a look at your top 2. Ryan Underwood running away, trying to hide from Alex Bergeron, who's chasing him down just a bit. Groove still right in the middle of the racetrack still. A lot of tack out there on this quarter mile as we say that. Bergeron goes up top right next to the wall.
On down into turn number 1 and 2, the cushion. The racetrack right now a little on the narrow side, but Sean will see that shape up as here comes Wheeler. Wheeler is going to move it on into the number 3 spot. He's making his way into the show, putting Rebecca Millette back there into the number 4 position. She will have to come through a B main. Down the back straightaway, still Wheeler, Bergeron, and Underwood. That's 3, 2, and 1.
Every chance you have to get yourself directly into an A main here tonight is going to be critically important because anything can happen at this speedway. You want to avoid that B main or any consolation at any cost. White flag is in the air. Ryan Underwood well in control of our opening heat race.
It's Underwood still out front there in a 46 car, showing the way on down as it will be Underwood, Bergeron, and Wheeler to the checkered flag, going uno, dos, tres as they hustle across the start stripe. So taking a look there, we'll watch for our official results as Underwood does the old celebratory donut down there as it's Underwood, Bergeron, and Wheeler going to the A. Then it'll be David Allen, Rebecca Millette, Timothy Korkanowski, and James Grace moving into a B main later this evening. Heat 2 coming. Clayton Davies out of Australia. They're in the 24, and Aiden Bierland working the 13 for OBR Sim Sports.
Timothy Smith drives the number 50 car. He'll line up inside row number 2, and to his right, it's Bill Miller for the Mid-South Dirt Slingers in car number 34.
Going to row number 3, it'll be Chase Hardy. They're in the 49 or the 116 machine, and it'll be Jeremy Prey driving the 117, and shotgun on the field will be Mike Augustine in this 72. So those are your cars and stars, Sean, as we are ready for heat number 2 of 4 to come to the racetrack.
7 cars will push off. They'll go 8 times around. Again, 3 go directly to tonight's dirtfan.com A-Main for these 410 sprint cars. Yeah, I love having 410 sprint cars here on iRacing. Love being part of a 410 sprint car league. As you know, Jerry, 410 sprint cars with Houston Speedway 4 minutes from my house, man. These things are my jam. This is what it's all about. We do the super late models later tonight, and there's way more late model racing in this country than there is outlaw sprint car racing. But these are kind of my thing. We're very fortunate here in Brandon, South Dakota, to have a 410 outlaw sprint car track right here in our neighborhood.
Yes, because for a couple of years, thanks to old, Chucky, it didn't happen. That Chuck guy, tell you what, glad he's gone. Not being, and you know what I'm glad's gone? The yellow flag and the green flag comes out as it'll be Davies working on there. Aiden Berline right there to the number 2 spot down the back straightaway. Tim Smith, look out, got him stacked up off of turn number 4-2. Got one already to the infield. I believe that's Bill Miller, but now we go battling for the race lead.
Battle indeed. Nearly 3 cars. Oh, we were going to bang into the wall. Aiden Beerline got into the lead there as we had a little contact with the concrete. Now 3 cars hustling down into the corner. 3 cars racing for the lead. They're in their transfer spots. They need to get smart right here.
They'll work him down off of turn number 3 and 4. It's still Timothy Smith, Clayton Davies, and Aiden Berline working there. Watch this. They'll fan him out 2 wide. Now they'll be 3 wide down the back straightaway. It'll be that 50 machine of Tim Smith, your race leader. Davies back to the number 2 spot. Berline to the number 3 position. They race on down into turn number 1 and 2. Sean, you've got a heated battle for the top 3.
Indeed. Timothy Smith right there in the 2nd spot. Davies continues to lead, and he'll pull him off of the corner by the flag stand. They will go. Just a few laps remaining on this one. Still close. Leader gets loose, and now Timothy Smith to the point.
Smith to the point. Then it'll be Davies now. Berlane working back there on the bottom side as he got crossed up the lap before. They work down into turn number 1 and 2. Laps winding down. A lap and a half down the back straightaway. They work him. Timothy Smith going to bring it to the white flag.
Beerline in that final transfer spot, but Mike Augustine trying to make a little late race heroics as he has caught the top 3 side by side for the 2nd spot. Timothy Smith, final turn for him, and he's going to bring the 50 to the win. Davies 2nd, and Aiden Beerline gets the final transfer spot.
There you go. Top 3 of heat race number 2 in the books and locked on in. Timothy Smith there. Great shot of his hot rod as he goes winner. Then it'll be Davies, Beerline, then it will be Augustine, Hardy, Prey, and Miller rounding out the field. Heat number 3, Ernie Williams there in the 91, and Jason Randolph, the 47.
2nd row, Corey Austin in the 92 will line up on the inside, and next to him, that's Kevin Handley out of New York in the Buck 10.
Then we'll see driving the 23. It's Ethan Toder, the Newton Cattle Farms Racing Machine, and Jack Weaver, the Mid-South Dirt Slingers, number 34. And then shotgun of the field, it'll be Travis Biertzer in the Mid-South Dirt Slingers, number 9.
You've had a busy weekend.
Oh, yes, I have. I've been indoor kart racing all weekend, and I always forget how I feel on Sunday. Whew.
Well, is it because of the karts and the exhaust, or because of what you do after the kart racing that has you feeling a little sluggish today? That's the question.
I think when you sit in a building, I mean, it's very well ventilated, but when you sit in a building for 14 hours in exhaust fumes, it kind of gets you a
little bit.
We call it the barn flu.
Yeah, they've got the chili bowl too.
Yep.
Sometimes...
trust me, I've had the chili bowl flu both during the chili bowl and the week after the chili bowl. So I know what the flu is when you're in Tulsa, but when you're not in Tulsa, it's like, oh boy, my body just needs to detox from fumes, from alcohol on both sides.
Multiple forms. All right, looks like we've got a 6-pack stacked up for heat race number 3 here tonight from the Limaland Speedway. For the World of Thunder 410 Sprint Cars, presented by dirtfan.com. Jason Randolph, Ernie Williams Jr., bring us to the green. It's in the air, and we're underway.
Green's out. Williams will take up the race lead down into turn number 1 and 2. Randolph to the number 2 spot. Kevin Hanley going to race around the outside. Hanley in the 110. Oh, they come together. Everybody going to work the bars on it. The 92 of Corey Austin getting a little jacked up and stacked up as they work him down into turn number 1 and 2.
Ethan Toder up to that 4th spot. 1 out of a transfer coming after Hanley, and a slider off of turn number 4. Crossover. Hanley back to 3rd, but a hotly contested final transfer spot as Toder and Hanley still going at it. It is in the hands of Hanley. As we say that, Toder to the bottom clips one of those tires.
That's not what you want to do, is get those bottom tires. It will upset the front end geometry of the car, and you will be all kinds of, well, roosted out of the groove. Is it still Ernie Williams, Jason Randolph, Kevin Hanley, your top 3 as they motor on down the back straightaway. This time, Sean, we're going to be just 1 past the halfway point.
Good looking run right now for Ernie Williams Jr. in that UDTV 91 machine rim riding here at Limaland, out to an impressive lead. Randolph in 2nd. Hanley still runs in 3rd and been able to break away from the rest of the field behind him. So your top 3 right now comfortable in transfer spots. Corey Austin 1 out trying to look in.
It's Austin's out there looking in. Hanley right there. We're looking at high atop the wing down into turn number 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, Williams, Randolph, and Hanley, your top 3 runners as we work them on down to the checkered flag in the book. Williams, Randolph, and Hanley, your top 3.
That'll do it for heat race number 3. The results popping up here on the screen. Williams, your winner. Jason Randolph, 2nd. Kevin Hanley in the transfer spot. Then Austin Weaver, Toder, and Beertzer heading to some consolation action here tonight for the DirtFan.com 410 Sprint Cars. Heat race number 4, Dixon Slinger on the pole position in the full throttle performance number 51. And Dakota Hartzell will join him on the opening row. He pilots the number 75.
Yes, he does. Here we go. Kenny Miller, 23 machine to the inside of row number 2. To the outside, that'll be Davin Cardwell driving the 70 machine.
It'll be Team Outlaw Motorsports driver and the number 17, Tyler Schultz, inside the 3rd row. And there, it's old Mama Hans, Jennifer Hans, in the 11, starting outside of the 3rd row, your 6th starter.
Look at that, starting back 7th with an impressive qualifying run tonight. Team Outlaw Motorsports, that is Alex Robinson. And whoa, hang on a minute. Are you ready?
Ooh. I'm hanging.
Yeah, the official Team Outlaw Motorsports Ouija board is telling me that Alex Robinson did not grid up.
Wow.
Apparently I'm gone. Producer BJ, who is terrifiedly scared of a Ouija board but has yet never played with one, has kicked us out of the booth. You know what, Sean, I remember when I was young and dumb.
Last week.
Hell,
look at this one.
Night.
It's wild. Yeah. Look at this one up front. Kenny Miller's going to get into the lead. Dixon Slinger with some trouble here on that opening lap. He slipped back to the 3rd spot. Cardwell up to the position number 2. Here comes Slinger back around the outside.
Down around the outside, Slinger and Cardwell working each other feverishly, wing to wing off of turn number 4 and down the front straightaway. Still Miller, Cardwell, Slinger, now Hartzell. Now look at this. Here comes Slinger. He'll crossover move down the back straightaway. He's going to keep that 70 machine of Cardwell at bay, but not for long, Sean. Here it comes.
What a move from Cardwell. Went 4 in the fluff over in 3 and 4, built the momentum. He'll rip ride on the top there once again off of 4. It gets awfully close. Dixon Slinger got that 51 machine loose. He'll ride in 3rd and now has the final transfer spot. Jennifer Hunt's now on the hunt.
As they work him off at turn number 4 and down the front straightaway, still Miller, Cardwell, Slinger, Hans right there, 1 out of a transfer looking in. Can Jennifer do it? The Hurricane Missourian down there in the number 4 position. Working it off of turn number 4, still Miller, Cardwell, and Slinger, your top 3.
Right there behind Hans, take a look at Tyler Schultz. He's been making that bottom work as well. He may be able to make a last lap move here as the white flag is in the air. Kenny Miller well in control in this one. He'll rip it down the back straightaway for the final time.
As they work him off at turn number 4, Cardwell with a crossover. Not going to happen. Kenny Miller, Devin Cardwell, and Dixon Slinger go to your top 3 transfer cars. That was going to get pretty exciting.
That did get exciting there at the end. Kenny Miller able to make the move and hold on for the win. Davin Cardwell 2nd. Dixon Slinger transfers to tonight's A main. Jennifer Hans up to the 4th spot. Schultz, Hartzell, and then Robinson will be credited with 7th in heat race number 4 tonight for the DirtFan.com 410 Sprint Cars.
So that'll wrap them on up, and I do believe we will see 8 cars coming out of our B main here tonight, where it is Rebecca Millette out of Canada in the 14 and Chase Hardy, the 49.
Jack Weaver in the 34 starts inside row number 2. Tyler Schultz, who we just saw in that previous heat race number 4, he'll start outside row number 2 in car 17.
Then we go here. It is going to be in row number 3, Jack Weaver, Mid-South Dirt Slingers. Or no, I got that right. I'm sorry. Timothy Kronowski there in the 40 car. Jeremy Prey in the 17.
4th row, Ethan Toder inside. That's the 0375 of Dakota Hartzell, lines up in position number 8.
The 269 and a former champion of this series, that is James Grace, and the 34 is Bill Miller.
And it looks like Travis Spierzer, the 9, will line up 11th. Alex Robinson, scheduled to start 12th on the grid in the number 42 machine. So that's your lineup for tonight's DirtFan.com World of Thunder 410 Sprint Car B main.
Yes, so let's get this one ready to go.
Track widening out perfectly here so far, Jerry. A good thick cushion on the top of the racetrack, plenty of moisture up there, but you can also get hooked up on the bottom. You know, this racetrack, you can really get some speed on the top, but when that cushion gets right next to the wall, this is one of the most difficult racetracks to drive across the entire iRacing dirt platform. So it's going to be a mental and physical test for these drivers here tonight for these World of Thunder DirtFan.com 410s. We're going green on tonight's B main.
Green's out, top 8 moving on. Chase Hardy, Rebecca Millette. She'll look to the outside. Rebecca right there to the bottom of the racetrack. It'll be the 116 of Chase Hardy round the outside. He'll, like you say, put 4 on the fluff and make that thing sing as you see this racetrack starting to widening out as they race down the back straightaway. Chase Hardy's running and hiding. Here comes the 034. Jack Weaver going to stand on the loud pedal this time off of turn number 4.
Weaver made a big move there off of turn number 2. He's got the 34 up to 2nd, but here comes Tyler Schultz around the outside like 2 trailer park girls, and he'll race it up to the 2nd spot, at least momentarily. Now he's got the car sideways. We've got contact and all sorts of trouble there for the driver of the 17, is falling back to 10th.
As they work him on down the back straightaway, it will be still Hardy, Weaver, Prey, Millette. She'll get hustled on back as Ethan Toder out of the number 4 spot.
Look at this pack of cars down the back straightaway. Just a little bobble there from Jeremy Prey, and everybody pouncing on him as they make it down in the next corner. Now 3 wide off of the turn. How about that 34, Jack Weaver? He has been faithful to that bottom line the entire duration of this B main as the caution flag flies over the speedway.
Take a look at her. I believe we're going to see Bill Miller in the 34 get her on in there.
Ooh.
Oops. Just got one of the infield marker tires with the left rear, and it was enough to bunny hop it, and then it was enough to just get plumb dumb run over by that Alex.
Yeah.
Was that
would you
Alex?
like to?
Can we go on board? Can we go on? Can we go on? Can we go on board with Alex Robinson real quick? I want to watch this. Do we have time, producer Ouija? Probably not, because now we're stuck.
No.
Okay, so there's nothing happening in front of him. Just out there cruising around. Look at this. He's a straightaway behind the field, and then all of a sudden here's a car in front of him, and then all of a sudden it's like, hey.
Would you please pass the salt? I've got a wound for it.
Yes. Alex will be taking the machine back to the porch and letting it rest till next Sunday, I believe. We'll see what happens as green flag going to come out. Chase Hardy, your race leader.
Jack Weaver, that 034 that we've talked about, working the bottom. He's got 2nd, now slipping back to 3rd is Ethan Toder coming up a spot and maybe looking for the race lead here shortly. Toder up to 2nd. Chase Hardy continues to lead tonight's B main.
Weaver will work it on in there. Take that back as they race down there. Alex Robinson able to get that back into Robinson. No, look at this. It's going to be on for a transfer. Alex is down around the bottom side of the racetrack. Working it on, Tyler Schultz, they look the same as they run down the back straightaway. The 17 car. I was just looking at colors. Sorry there, Sean.
It gets difficult sometimes, 410 sprint cars are quick. Chase Hardy continues to lead as we've got a look here at Tyler Schultz, the blue 17, coming back through the field, is up to the 6th spot, looking for a little more as now we take a look up front. Hardy out there in the lead, and then Toter in 2nd. Prey, Hartzell, Weaver remain the top 5.
Down and around they work them. It's still Hardy, Toter, Prey, Hartzell, 1, 2, and 3 as they work down the back straightaway. Hardy, look at this, hang on, the 17 gets a little rough on the 34 of Miller. 17 of Tyler Schultz got in there and laid the right rear to him. Now he'll work to the bottom side of that 269 of James Grace down the back straightaway.
White flag is out. We will work it to the finish. And boy, they were close there at the line. Chase Hardy picks up the win. Ethan Toter, Jeremy Prey, your top 3 in tonight's dirtfan.com 410 B main, and a little extracurricular to celebrate there at the end.
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with that. You got to do that once in a while.
Doesn't cost any money on iRacing to do that.
No, it does not cost any extra money. So I believe we're just about set to roll up some features, but let's take a look. Here is Chase Hardy, Ethan Toter, Jeremy Prey, Dakota Hartzell, James Grace, Tyler Schultz, Rebecca Millett, and Timothy Korkanowski make their way into the A main event. We're going to about a 2-minute warm-up session. While we do that, we're going to kick out Pay Some Bills. You're watching World of Thunder Esports, dirtfans.com, 410 Sprint Cars on Ultimate Dirt TV. We are set. We are ready to go. Sean, it is feature time here at the University of Northern Ohio's Little Speed Plant. How many universities in the country can say they own a racetrack?
I think that number is safely, we can guess, 1, but wouldn't it be cool if more did?
Oh, I mean, if I was a kid going to school, you know where I'd go to school at? The University of Northern Ohio, right there, because I'd go to the races every night. Let's take a look at your starting lineup. Starting on the front row, it'll be Ryan Underwood, the 15 from Team PLR, and Timothy Smith driving the 50 car.
A little home cooking tonight for Ohio's Ernie Williams Jr. He drives the 91. He'll start inside of row number 2 with Kenny Miller, the 23, on the outside.
Taking a look there to row number 3 to the inside. It is row number 4. Row number 3, excuse me, Alex Bergeron in the 12 car, and it will be starting 6, Clayton Davies out of Australia in the 24, and all international front for row number 3.
We'll go to the 4th row. That's Jason Randolph, the 47, inside. Davin Cardwell, the 101, will start in 8th.
Going to row number 5, it will be Brett Wheeler. They're in the 56 out of Sydney, New South Wales, and it will be Aiden Burline in the 13.
The 11th starter is Kevin Hanley, the 110. Dixon Slinger outside row number 6 in the 51.
Going to the 13th and 14th place starters, that will be David Allen in the 1 car and Mike Augustine, the 72.
15th starter is Corey Austin, the 92. The 11 of Jennifer Hans will line up outside the 8th row.
Then we will go to row number 9. It will be Chase Hardy in the 116. Alongside of him, team racer Jeremy Dakota Hartzell. There we go. Here we go. Green's out. We'll finish the lineup later on this one. Sean, it is green, and we are racing.
Things happen fast here at Limaland, even under the yellow. Ryan Underwood, your early race leader out there in the 15. We look at Bergeron working the bottom, the number 12 ride, already up to second from the 3rd row. 3 wide, though, for the position, and we're in the concrete off of turn number 2.
They're going to stack them up there on the back straightaway. Everybody's going to stay clean and green, though. We'll see if the 91's got too much damage and rolls that thing around the top side as it's Underwood, Smith, Bergeron, Miller, Randolph. Now Davies gets around Randolph. Wheeler starting to make his way through the field. Watch this great 3-wide battle down into turn number 3 and 4. Brett Wheeler down on the bottom, going to tug the tires. Tire tug and tickle him down there as he brings that 56. And you've got the top 7, Sean. What a battle.
What a battle it is, and look at this out front. Underwood got the early race lead. Bergeron is right there. Smith in the mix as well. 3 cars racing for the lead, and then side by side just behind them. Anybody's guessing this long feature tonight here at Limaland, but in the early portion, it's Underwood out front.
I will watch him on down the back straightaway. Is it still Underwood? Bergeron and Smith duking it out. Here comes Kenny Miller. Clayton Davies. Now Wheeler has fallen back into the number 7 spot. Wheeler goes to the top side. We'll watch his racetrack change immensely in this 40 lapper as we've got 7 in the books. It's still Underwood, Bergeron, Smith, Miller, top 4.
That is exactly the point I was about to bring up, Jerry, is there's still plenty of moisture in this track, but it is going to make some wholesale changes in this 40 lapper. Underwood, though, his car set up very, very strong here early on. The top 4 all doing some rim riding now here at Limaland. We'll have to watch as they work the concrete. Now Bergeron breaks out a formation, little diamond cut, trying to get a good run at Timothy Smith.
He will try it, Bergeron. Now you see him. They've gone to rip the lip on this place right up against the creek where so many Sunday nights, Sean, this summer, we'll see that at Huset's. It'll be right around that top side, and I guarantee you, if it was dark and it was outside, we'd see sparklers and snakes off the tail tanks of these things.
This is getting good out front with some multi-lines now as Smith dips to the bottom, coming around the outside. Here comes Kenny Miller. Miller's got a run, looking for 3rd, trying to bring Clayton Davies with him. They race in the top 5, back down to turn number 1 as Bergeron gets back up top and starts to set up Ryan Underwood.
As they work them on down into turns number 3 and 4, it is still Underwood, Bergeron, Miller, Smith, and Davies. Hustling on in off of 2 down the back straightaway. Everybody working the top of the racetrack. You know, Sean, there is going to be some sliding and gliding coming here as it is. Well, you know, slide jobs and sprint cars are just, I mean, they go together like pizza and cheese.
Absolutely, and we're going to start to find ourselves in some traffic are the leaders, so that's going to start to shake it up as well. Ryan Underwood down into turn number 1. He's got about an 8 car length advantage over Alex Bergeron. Kenny Miller, Timothy Smith, Clayton Davies, the top 5. Brent Wheeler's in 6th. Jason Randolph 7th. Dixon Slinger runs 8th. Aiden Beerline runs in 9th, and Kevin Hanley in the top 10.
As they hurry, they turn and burn down the back straightaway. Still Ryan Underwood, Alex Bergeron, and Kenny Miller. Everybody going boxcar formation down into turn number 1 and 2. Still Underwood, Bergeron, and Miller. As we work we are about 4 laps from the halfway point in this one.
Been watching Ryan Underwood here. Looks like the car's starting to get a little bit loose on him on the very exit of the corner. He's entering a little lower in turn number 1, and right there the car gets loose. That's where Bergeron has really been starting to make up some ground on your race leader. They enter lap traffic. Now they've got to start making those split-second decisions. You got to go where they're not. This could slow down your race leader. It does. Down the back straightaway, he'll dip to the bottom, and we've got a caution right there as the leaders were getting into the thick of traffic. The yellow flag comes out over the speedway. Here comes an Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay.
Let's take a look at this one as we watch them enter down there. Everybody just rolling the top of the racetrack. Dixon Slinger got a little bobble. The car in front of him bobbles up a little bit. Then he catches the wall, and upside down goes Dixon Slinger with a big hit. There, the late hit. As tough break is just had things almost going in the correct direction, Sean, and then the pit opening happened.
Yeah. Dixon Slinger was the driver we saw last week in the Mimi's Makings and Motions Warrior Logistics Super Late Models, as we see the onboard view of this, and then it's ugly. He had trouble in his heat race, transferred from the C to the B, and nearly made it to the A.
We will see him back later tonight in the other 2 events, I do believe. If not for the big blocks, we will see him back for the supers for sure. As Underwood, Bergeron, and Miller still your top 3 runners, Sean, as we are 1 shy of the halfway point. The green's up, and here we go.
Another good restart there for Ryan Underwood, just like he had a great start at the initial break of this one. But he's got Alex Bergeron in second, Kenny Miller still running in third. They'll all go up right next to the wall, ripping around the Limaland Speedway.
As they work him on down and around it, it's still Underwood, Bergeron, Miller, and Smith. That is 1, 2, and 3. Still Smith, Davies, Wheeler, and Randolph there, as Wheeler trying to work his way back up through the field. He was as high as the 4th spot or 5th spot at one time. As Underwood, Bergeron, and Miller right now, they continue to pound the top of the racetrack and rip the lip.
Bergeron thought, we've got trouble down here in the corner, and little contact there. I think that was Kenny Miller that got into the car that had trouble, and now we're under the caution. Yellow flag is out over the speedway.
Tyler Schultz was the car that parked it against the wall and then got that hit right in. So let's take a look here at the Ultimate Dirt TV quick replay. As see him up there on the top. Watch that teal blue car as he comes in and just loses the handle of it. I believe that was Rebecca that got into him, got him crossed up and upside down. And he's laying here upside down, and then they're upside down. I looked at the flags earlier. Started to not have the yellow waving.
Not yet.
Racing.
You know, they're just hopeful that sprint car would just tip itself over and get going again.
So there's the yellow flag waving from.
Yes. So somebody's going to get their lap back, getting some lucky dog action down there, and we're going to line this one up. Just saw a couple moments ago, Alex Bergeron thought about a slide job on Ryan Underwood, was unable to make it happen, and then it cost him a whole bunch of ground. As we come back to the green, great restart for Underwood. He'll hustle him down to turn number 1. Bergeron in hot pursuit.
Here comes Bergeron around the outside, going to try to make something happen. The door closed on him. It'll still be Underwood right there as they put that right rear right up on the cushion. Watch him down the front straightaway. Alex Bergeron now coming to the inside. Is this the move that happens? Tries to slide up. Nope, leaves him in the lane around the outside.
Underwood looking very strong, but Bergeron is coming on here in the second half as the caution flag out over the track once again. So yellow flag back out here for the 3rd time in tonight's DirtBand.com World of Thunder Sprint Car 410 Sprint Car feature event. Here's your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay, and I think that's Dixon Slinger out there, the 51, who's sans nose wing, trying to make it around the racetrack, and that makes that thing a handful, and I'm going to guess at some point it's going to push. All right.
All right, it's kind of hard to drive those things without no front wing, Sean.
Yeah, it's a lot of people wouldn't think it's a big deal because, you look at the size comparison between the top wing, but that's what plants the whole nose of these sprint cars. It'd be like taking the whole front piece off of a super late model and saying, go out there and drive it. It wouldn't be much fun. And same thing happens when these 410 sprint cars lose the nose wing as well.
Yeah, so we'll see. I've always said, though, I mean, no offense to anybody, I've always said real sprint cars don't have wings on them.
Oh, those are wild, man.
I
get those this year. The Houston Speedway USAC Nationals midgets and Sprint 410 wingless sprint cars. It's going to be a great weekend.
And exactly, and I'm very mad about that.
I know.
Because I can't go.
I know you're going to be busy.
I'm going to be at Super Nationals.
Yes.
And man, I was so looking forward to that. When I heard that announcement was coming, I'm like, please do not be the same. Oh, it is.
Oh,
So, speaking of don't be, it is Alex Bergeron coming to the outside of Underwood. Now the crossover move. Here we go. Sean Bergeron to the race lead. He sized it up perfect, and we've got him crashing into the wall down in turn number 1 and 2, but everybody going to stay clean and green down into 3 and 4.
You could see Bergeron just setting it up on those restarts, and now he's got it and driving away side by side for the second spot. Underwood, now Timothy Smith coming after him for second, just in front of Kenny Miller, and Brett Wheeler back in the top 5 in that 56 machine, nearly 4 wide off of turn 4.
As they work him on there now, Alex Bergeron seeing the caution lights come on. Wheeland caution lights come on, and we go to the yellow flag.
You know, that week with the USAC Nationals, timing up, being at the second half of the Super Nationals weekend. I still might sneak down there to the Super Nationals for a couple days. Here's our Ultimate Dirt TV replay. We're going to see what happened here deep in the pack, and somebody just got a little loose there on the bottom of the racetrack, and then bigger things happened. The 269 going upside down.
James Grace, former champion James Grace, crashing and going upside down in that machine. As we watch for the field to work around under the caution flag. Bergeron's your new leader. Underwood back there in second. Third is Timothy Smith.
Curious here, they're going to change roles. Alex Bergeron had a couple of opportunities to size up Underwood on those restarts. Now it's Underwood's opportunity to try to get in the head of Bergeron, and you know how you're going to start here. You know Bergeron's going to have the advantage. He's your leader. He gets to drop the throttle first. But can Underwood make a run when they get down there to turn number 1? We're about to find out. Green flag back in the air.
Now the green's out. We'll race on down to turn number 1 and 2. Bergeron going to slide it up across the nose of Underwood. Says, hey, look at this. Let you watch this for the next 10 laps. It will be back there deeper in the field of the 70 of Davin Cardwell. Cardwell moving on into the inside is Brett Wheeler in the green 56. Down the back straightaway, though, Kenny Miller looking and trying to size up Ryan Underwood. And hang on, Wheeler gets dumped getting into turn 3.
Oh, that's not going to be popular for the Australia fans there of the 56 machine, but he's got her on all 4 wheels and drives away from the incident site. And we've got a caution flag back out over the speedway with less than 10 laps remaining in the dirtband.com 410 Sprint Car AMA.
So we'll see what happens here on the replay, taking a look at him. Not sure the car that was behind Wheeler. Can't really get a good look on it, but just had problems with the brakes.
Yeah, got in there a little hot and introduced himself to the driver of the 56.
Yes, I mean if it was a full-bodied car, he would have took a big look up under the skirt of Wheeler's hot rod. That is the 13 machine going around the outside. Not sure where the got dizzy there. Camera angles. So the 01, the car getting into the back of the 56
in that last restart, as we're back to green here, it looked like Underwood may have needed to get to the caution quicker down in turn number 1. Wasn't able to do so. Now he's off the cushion, and that's going to allow Kenny Miller to get a run to his outside, looking for second as they go down to turn number 1. Miller's going to get the door shut on him by Underwood, but now he looks to the inside down the back chute.
Miller will bring it back to the inside. Now he's going to come to the top, and he's going to take that lane. Did he scrub enough speed that time to let Underwood come back to the inside? This is where Bergeron wants this to happen. These two guys start sliding each other back and forth in do-si-do, and it's going to leave things for him. Now Miller will kiss the crete with the right sides, and that's going to let Timothy Smith close in on him as we've got now 6 to go, Sean.
Things winding down here. Alex Bergeron in control. Kenny Miller has himself a hot rod there in the 3rd spot, but he's got to be able to clear Underwood to have a chance to go after your race leader, and he's got to eliminate his mistakes. Down the back straightaway they go. Miller closes in on Underwood once again. The race for second is on off of turn number 4.
It's Miller and Underwood right back there. Underwood is the second place runner. Miller looking there behind him. Smith back there just kind of watching. Says, when's this going to happen? Is this time they'll come by. There'll be 3 laps remaining. Sean, Bergeron, Underwood, Miller, Smith, Cardwell, your top 5.
Any slip of the grip for Ryan Underwood is going to be an opportunity for Kenny Miller to move up 1 step on the podium. Just a couple of laps to go. Alex Bergeron for the second week is putting on an impressive performance in these dirtfan.com 410 sprint cars, and he's about to see a white flag.
Give him the keys to the bus because he's taking the boys and girls to school on this one. Alex Bergeron right there racing down the back straightaway into turn number 3 and off of turn number 4, picking up back-to-back feature wins in yourdirtfans.com. 410s, it'll be Alex Bergeron, Ryan Underwood, Kenny Miller, Timothy Smith, and Davin Cardwell going top 5 as they get this one in the book. Sean, sprint cars finishing on up here as we are now flags are crossed halfway home on our Super Sunday Fun Day, as it is Bergeron, Underwood, Miller, Smith, and Cardwell. Sean, going your top 5.
Mike Augustine is 6th to 9th. Rebecca Millette is in the 7th spot. James Grace finishes 8th. Jason Randolph 9th, and Timothy Prey completing your top 10 as Bergeron does some celebratory donuts.
Yes, the donut shop is open. Ooh, even pulled a wheelie on that last one. So we go back, David Allen, Brett Wheeler rallies back to 12th, Clayton Davies in 13th, 14th, Dixon Slinger, 15th, Timothy Korkanowski.
Jennifer Hotz will cross the line 16th, 17th to Corey Austin. Aiden Beerline was 18th. Kevin Handley finished his 19th, and Dakota Hartzell 20th here tonight.
Final 4 finishers will be Schultz, Hardy, Toder, and Williams. So that will wrap up our rundown of action. And the Canadian, once again, tops the internationally filled field. And I believe that we are going to meet our top 3 podium finishers in victory lane. But before we do that, Sean, let's pay some bills. You're watching World of Thunder Esports League's dirtfans.com. 410 sprint cars on Ultimate Dirt TV. All right, we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV, the World of Thunder Esports League's dirtfans.com. 410s wrapping on up, and we make our way down to victory lane with Kenny Miller with our 3rd place podium, bottom side of the podium. Kenny, nice run tonight.
Yeah, thank you. It was a good first night out with this series. Enjoyed running it, so we'll come back next week and hopefully keep the good runs going.
There we go. Like you said, first night with this series. Last week we kicked it off, and of course some big points money on the line. You kind of come in with a 3rd place finish, but a little down on the points deal. You gonna does that factor anything into you for this season point deal?
No, not really. You know, I just found out about the league. I guess after the first race. So yeah, it's a shame we missed week 1, but we'll keep coming back and seeing if we can't get faster and faster.
All right. So, Kenny, where's home for you, and who helps puts this 29 car on the racetrack?
I'm at Morgantown, Pennsylvania, just outside of Philadelphia, and everybody at Phantom Motorsports helping us out. Weichel Sportswear, Velocity Race Designs, and Power Outdoors.
Well, there you go, Kenny. Welcome to the podium and welcome to World of Thunder. And we will look back to see you next Sunday night here. Great to have you with us. So, Sean, you've got our runner-up down there.
Catching up with Ryan Underwood, finishing in position number 2 here tonight. Ryan, great run. One spot short of where you ran earlier on in the race. What changed out there through the course of the race? Because your car was so strong early.
We missed the setup a little bit there. I think I should have went with a lower gear. We were fast there at the beginning, but as track got slicker, it was just slowly starting to fade away. And I think laps, I think Alex is one of the best sprint car drivers out there, and racing against him in my first ever league race in a sprint car, I'll take a second place.
How tough is this racetrack when you're ripping around the top side of this thing right next to the concrete and then it slicks off like it does?
It's really hard. I was scared to go out there for the whole race until the last few laps. I really got comfortable in the car, but it's nerve-wracking, that's for sure.
And then late in that event, you had Kenny right behind you, who he was throwing everything at you. What was it like trying to hold on to position number 2?
It was really difficult. Like I said, first ever league race in a sprint car. I don't like them. They're not my preference. I'm more of a late model guy, but I really will start running them here more often because that was the ball.
All right, Ryan, who do you need to thank for this strong run tonight?
Everybody at Team VLR, Cross Racing Design, ShopFergie22.com, C High Performance, Dirty Grass Soul, Mecca Motorsports, Northside Graphics and Designs, BC Workshop. If y'all want any fast running setups, I go check them out.
All right, Ryan Underwood, your runner-up here tonight. Congratulations.
All right, so that brings us to our back-to-back feature winner. Picked up the season opener last Sunday night, does her again tonight. The racer out of Quebec, Canada. Alex, welcome back to Victory Lane.
Thank you.
What tell us about that thing? You had to size up Underwood there for a little bit. Like he said, first time in the league in a sprint car, kind of first time in a sprint car. Didn't do too bad, but you just could tell that there was maybe a little bit of that rookiness in him as you started watching him and made those moves of the bold veteran that you are.
Yeah, I mean, I was having fun out there. We tried a couple of things on the car, and these races are awesome, but they also helps us out. Get better and better, and try some different stuff on the car, and maybe find something faster than what we already are. I guess. I guess that's how we try to be better and better every day. And in the heat race, that's why I was a bit slower there in the heat race, and we definitely had a good run, and I think in the future we just had fun. Really, we're in the bottom, we're in the middle, ran everywhere, and car was good. It's just missing a bit of speed on the bottom and middle, and the top went away actually, and 3-car lineup went very good and cut down line. So whenever I started doing that, I was able to pull forward and have a good run there, and I think we did a good job, and Rebecca also finished 7 here tonight, so she did pretty good as well. So Team ABR up front.
There we go. I know we didn't see Rebecca last week, and good to see her joining us on in as a teammate. But like I said, run the sponsors on down, got them all thanked, and we're going to go to some big blocks. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Street stocks didn't fare too well for you again this week, did they?
Yeah, well, last week, we had a pretty good run in second, but we were still good in the championship. I would assume. Definitely, our car was completely wrecked, and my rear axle was probably completely almost out of the car, and we still managed an 8th-place finish. So really proud of the run, even though we got tangled up there, and I think it went from 9th to 3rd or 2nd there at one point, and we did pretty good. Just a bit of luck, not on our side in the street soccer tonight, but we'll be back next week, and I'll definitely be back there in a big block tonight, late miles, and try to do a good job like last week. But got to thank Team ABR Sports, everyone in the team, Jason, Rebecca, Brandon as well, and everybody that helps us out. Also, a good job to Clayton there tonight. You did pretty good up until you got disqualified there for some reason. But I think everybody did a good job. ABR set up shop as well. For everything, coaching, set up help, and everything, all that sort of stuff. And CSI Shocks, Biologic Cab, BK Designs, Marek Farm Equipment, Stoco, and everybody helps us out. The fans out tuning in. My dad for watching all the time, and you guys are doing an awesome job broadcasting, and to make their TV with World of Thunder Esports League. So very proud to be back in Victory Lane here tonight.
There we go. Alex Bergeron, Sean Putzer back on top the box, and That's a wrap. 410s are finished up. Big blocks are coming next.
And then we'll, of course, cap the night off with those super late models. So still a lot of action to be had here before this Sunday night goes to rest. And then we got to go into our work week. But still, plenty of action to come our way here tonight.
All right. So join us back here just in about a half hour from now, I do believe, for Big Block Modifieds, and then keep us on mind for the nightcap, your super late models. So on behalf of the entire staff here at World of Thunder Esports League and us at Ultimate Dirt TV, this has been your dirtfans.com 410 Sprint Cars as Alex Bergeron goes back to back and does it 2 weeks in a row. So from all of us to all of you, have a safe trip home. Be good. God bless and good night. All right, everybody.